And this is one that I use a lot, you guys. Actually, I was going through my lovely book. Hi, Tara. I was going through my Modern Essentials book. Hi, Lori. Invite some viewers, would you guys please? I was going through my book looking at all of the things that we could use Melaleuca for, our product of the month. And I was like, holy cow, I've used it for so many things and didn't realize it. So I am going to share with you how I have used Melaleuca over the past 3 years of using essential oils, and hopefully it will spark an idea of, oh, this is how I could use Melaleuca for me. So Melaleuca actually looks like this little, you see this little piney thing? So that's where our oil comes from in the Melaleuca tree. And it is from Australia. That's where we source it from. It is steam distilled from those little leaves. And this was one that when I first started with oils, I was like, gag me. I absolutely hate the smell. Now I love it. Absolutely love this smell. I am curious, for those of you that are coming on to watch, I would love to know your knowledge with our doTERRA products as to what else do we carry with doTERRA that has Melaleuca in it. Put a comment in. I want to hear what you know about Melaleuca in our doTERRA products. So let me get started with how I use Melaleuca. Actually, let me first start with this because I thought this was really important. In the back of this Modern Essentials guide, it shows all of the essential oils. All of them are listed here. And it shows Melaleuca. And it states that the body systems that are affected by Melaleuca is the immune system and muscles and bones and the respiratory system and skin and hair. So that tells me right now, those 4 systems that are on our body, those are things that Melaleuca does some amazing works for. The last thing that I saw in the back of this Modern Essentials book that I absolutely loved, hi Diane, is Melaleuca is known as highly antibacterial. And we're going to talk a little bit about that with some of the ways that I have used Melaleuca before in the past. But antibacterial basically means that it will prevent the growth or destroy bacteria. That is what it does. Now, I am sharing this right now in my secret group because I can't go out on my public page and say that this is an antibacterial and it's going to stop the growth of bacteria. The FDA would be all over me and doTERRA would pull down my video. So this is why I'm doing it in a private group. But you guys need to know this stuff. It is highly antibacterial. So anytime you have any sort of bacteria, you want to use Melaleuca. The next one is, it is the strongest one. I'm looking for, it has 4 stars. It is the only oil that has 4 stars for being antifungal. And I'll talk about how I've used that with that fungus that we have in our house. Okay. And then anti-infectious, anti-inflammatory. There's so many other antis, but the last major one is antiviral. And so anytime you have any sort of virus that is in there, in here, in there, wherever, you want to go to this free product of the month. If you order $125 this month, Melaleuca. All right, so let's get back to, you use it in your shower cleaner. Ooh, I know. Amanda posts an amazing recipe with amazing, right? Lori, did you see the before and after photos of Amanda's shower? First off, her shower was like gross disgusting. And second, it was amazing to see what Melaleuca helped do to her shower. And you would have thought, really, Melaleuca? But any sort of like that moldy bacteria that is in that shower totally cut it right off of the walls. So you definitely want to check out Amanda's shower post for that recipe because it was a great cleaner that a lot of our people here on our team have used, and they've even shared results of before and after in their shower. I know of a lot of people who will have mold down in their basement, and this is what they're diffusing. thing is Melaleuca to help kill all of those airborne mold particles that are floating around. So this is such a powerful antibacterial, antiviral, and antifungal oil that you want in your stash. So why not get it for free this month, right? Place a $125 order, stock up on that On Guard since everyone's getting sick, and all of your Breathe and your Lavender and Serenity, and get your LLV and get your free product of the month. Okay, here on to the fun stuff. How does Nikki use her oils? Nobody's commenting yet. You guys are supposed to be commenting and telling me what other doTERRA products have Melaleuca in them. Comment. Think what it's used for and what other doTERRA products Melaleuca comes in. All right, so first thing that I ever used Melaleuca for was for my acne. And so I didn't have the touch yet at the time. I just had the straight up jar of oil, and I wouldn't even use a drop. So, and I should have checked to see how much this is pennies per drop, but it's pennies per drop. I'm not even using a drop. I simply swipe it along the side and get some of it off of the side. And then I would just dab it on to any of my acne, any of my pimples that were coming up. I'm telling you what, straight up, this Melaleuca, you do this in the evening time, you will be blown away the next morning how your acne has dried up just overnight by just dabbing on this Melaleuca. You use it within 24 hours, maybe 3 times a day, morning and maybe at lunch or when you get home from work, and then at night, your zits be gone. Love this. And now with it being in a roller touch, it's even easier. However, remember, the roller touch has fractionated coconut oil in it. And I have found that with my skin, sometimes that fractionated coconut oil will break me out. So you do want to just kind of test it out and pay attention to your body. See what you're seeing, you know. So that is acne. Now, how else I take care of my skin with Melaleuca, you guys can head over to my business page because I did an absolutely disgusting video on cleaning my makeup brushes, okay? This makeup brush video was totally grossed me out. I hadn't done it before I did the video. I did it totally live, and I was humiliated to see how much gunk was in my makeup brush. But I love using Melaleuca because of that antibacterial property that it has. I like to use 1 drop. I have a little mixer here. I'll just add a little bit of water and maybe like a little drop of On Guard concentrate in there. Or even if you have the On Guard hand soap, just 1 pump in there, and then I just squish this around. It is awesome to have your antibacterial properties of Melaleuca right along your makeup brushes. So comment, you guys, what doTERRA products do we carry that have Melaleuca in it? Please also invite some followers. That is how I take care of my skin with my Melaleuca. How else I have used my Melaleuca is in my allergy roller balls. So here's the deal. All of you know this fabulous recipe. Where is it? Okay. You should know already this allergy bomb recipe. If you have allergies, lemon, lavender, and peppermint typically does the trick. You make a little roller ball, you do a little shot glass of lemon, lavender, and peppermint. However, some people have found that that doesn't do the trick, and they need a little more oomph with that allergy. And so I love using Melaleuca in my roller ball for the boys' allergies sometimes, especially when they're really strong, like in the summer with ragweed and things. If you're feeling like Tri-Ease with doTERRA just isn't cutting it with the lemon, lavender, and peppermint, add a little bit of Melaleuca to it as well. That's awesome for allergies. The other way that I've used Melaleuca is the nasty antifungal athlete's foot. My oldest son used to have athlete's foot. And so what I would do is, number 1, I would make him soak his feet in Melaleuca soak, a hot soak bath. I would use Melaleuca in a spray and then spray his shoes with it. And I would just then also have him put some coconut oil in it and just dilute that Melaleuca and rub it all over his feet, or put it in our unscented lotion. So that is how I've used it with athlete's foot. My mom is on here. She said the cleansing blend has Melaleuca in it. She is right, which is why a lot of times if people want to cleanse the air, they'll use Purify because it has all of those antibacterial, antiviral properties in it to kill whatever is in the air. The other one that she has mentioned is Breathe. Absolutely. Breathe has Melaleuca in it too, which is why a lot of times with allergies, we pair it up with Breathe because of those Melaleuca components that are in our Breathe for our nose and respiratory issues. So those are two of our doTERRA products that have Melaleuca in them as well. How else have I used Melaleuca? And this is why you're going to want to get it on your LRP for free. Order 125 by tomorrow night and you get this free. It's awesome. Lori is correct. It is Incorrect X. That's like our Neosporin cream. If you don't have that, that's a great one to place on your order. If you just order that just this month, you guys get into my free giveaway that I'm doing on the 16th. Just Correct X. It's a cheapo one. It's awesome to have in your little medicine cabinet to pull out because it's just like Neosporin cream and it comes in a little tube like it too. Melaleuca is in there because Melaleuca is amazing for any sort of skin and wound care that we'll talk a little bit about in a little bit. Yeah, Lori, you are spot on, girl. You should be teaching some classes. All right. Bronchitis. Again, because of the cough and the bacterial and viral infections that you have, that is why it's in Breathe, because we would typically put Breathe right on. If that's not cutting it, put another drop of Melaleuca on your chest to just kind of rub in. Now, because I like to be fun and I like to keep you guys watching me, okay, because I'm the biggest dork ever, I'm going to share with you something very, very, very personal, and I hope you love it. Can anybody tell me what this is right here? What am I holding? Make a comment, and then you can laugh because this is absolutely hilarious. However, I'm getting real with you girls, okay? I'm going to get real with you ladies. I think we only have one man in our group, and so hopefully you won't watch this, but he could share this with his wife. What is this? You guys, I have here a little panty liner. Yep, panty liner. So this is how I have used Melaleuca on my panty liners. And for what reason? Any sort of candida or vaginal infections, okay, that you might have. This is what you're going to want to do. Take your little panty liner in your bathroom, and anytime that I need to use this, I just keep Melaleuca right on the back of the toilet seat in my bathroom, in my bedroom bathroom, so that I have it. And all I will do is I typically will just put one little drop or two on my panty liner, and then I will wear it, during whatever time that I need to wear it. Now, I'm not talking about when I'm actually on my period, but this is any time that you might have any sort of vaginal itching or, irritation or anything. This is amazing to cut any sort of that infection that might be going on down there. So you can use this. Now, let's say that you get the free Melaleuca Touch because you want Melaleuca and you want to get it free. So you're going to order 125 on your LRP this month. Let's say this is all you have and you don't have the oil. You know what you're going to do with this? You're going to simply open it up on a clean panty liner. You're just going to rub it right on your panty liner, and you can use this too. it's fine. It's very versatile. So don't feel like you have to have the actual oil. The touch works, and you can get it free this month. So this is great for candida and vaginal infections. I cannot believe that nobody gave me laughing emojis because I really debated whether to do this or not and totally embarrassed myself. But hopefully one of you will be able to use this as a little tip. I do know of some women who have made a little spray for the bathroom instead. And so if you prefer to do that because you're not wearing any panty liners for any reasons, then go right ahead. Put a few drops in a little spray bottle, keep it in the back of your toilet, and then you can use it. Thank you, Brandy, for laughing along with me. I just try to keep it real and funny, and I want you all just to keep on watching. Okay, what else? Canker sores. Great for canker sores. Inside your mouth, you just dab it right on. I literally use this with Logan anytime he has any sort of canker sores from maybe like his braces. Now you do have to test it out. So if it's a little sensitive, you're going to want to dilute it a little bit, which makes this touch very handy. Then you can just swipe it right on your finger, that roller ball, and then put it right onto that canker sore. Cold sores on the outside, great to use that for as well. Colds and coughs, like I said, that is fabulous for all of that viral and bacterial infections that you might have. Any sorts of cuts. So here I have my rollerball remedies recipe sheet here that many of you already have, but there is a little owie blend down at the bottom. Take a screenshot. Owie blend, lavender, and Melaleuca, folks. Screenshot. So lavender and Melaleuca make a great owie blend for kids, for yourself, that if you're out in the garden and you happen to get a cut from the shovel or something, great, because it's going to kill all of that. I'm sorry. I have to move my little panty liner. It's irritating me. So it removes all of that bacteria. It gets rid of it. Okay, that's what's great. Ear infections. I think my mom commented that my little nephew loves to use it for ear infections. Actually, just this week, Logan started to come down with that nasty cold and flu. We got on it right away, started our application of oils. He kept complaining of his ears. This is something that always hits for him. And so I know this is my go-to. And he literally just kept swiping this up and down. And then the best thing to do, let's see, just rub it behind your ear and in front of your ear. And then I always like to have him massage from the outside all the way down his glands. Just really push hard. Hi, Amy. I hope you've had a great week at school. Just push really, really hard on those glands so that it will help drain anything that is in those ears. Melaleuca is great for those ear infections and ear pain. It's my first go-to for anything like that, okay? So because he was sick, here was the other thing that I did. I put this on my counter. This was a glass of water that stayed on my counter for 3 days that he gargled with. And so I just put 1 drop of Melaleuca. Again, don't make an excuse that you can't use Melaleuca because you don't have the actual oil in the bottle. If you get this free this month with 125 PV order on your LRP, you guys can just pop the roller off and just put a few drops in your glass of water. Zhuzh it around really, really well. You're going to want to mix it well. This is not to drink. It's disgusting. Melaleuca does not taste good. So you are literally going to just keep this on your counter. They are going to take a little swig of it and they are going to gargle for 1 minute. It's going to kill whatever is in your throat. You guys, this is seriously one of my best tips. I think Katie and their team even posted a picture of her little boy's son. Her little one did this. So little toddlers can do this. They can gargle and they can spit. And so she took a picture of his throat of what it looked like before and then after Melaleuca. Amazing. So tell your husbands to suck it up and gargle some Melaleuca. All right. Gum disease. This is what I love to do with it. I love to put it in my mouthwash. So you guys have seen, again, on my business page, the right essential oils. If you haven't yet, swing over by and watch my mouthwash video of how easy it is and cheap and natural it is to make your own mouthwash. What I often do is I will put 1 or 2 drops of Melaleuca in there. And then it is awesome for that gum disease that might start to set in. And so, yeah, 1 or 2 drops. Amazing. Okay. Controversy time. Let me cause some controversy. I am going to talk about my cat. My cat, yes. Holy cow. All of the craziness that is out there regarding dogs and cats. I love my cat, okay? But some people, y'all need to use some common sense sometimes too, okay? So I'm going to share with you how I chose to take care of my cat when she was wounded. She had gotten in a cat fight, had a large, a really, really large, thanks Amy, I know. Honey, I think you got on a little late. You'll have to hop on and see my panty liner comments. You'll love that too. So my cat had gotten in a fight, had a large hole in her back. So what I chose to do is I used this little dropper. I put fractionated coconut oil in my dropper. I also used then frankincense, myrrh, and Melaleuca. I know, drop the mic, right? Because Melaleuca is a strong oil and they recommend that you not use it, especially on cats, but be cautious around dogs as well. It is a cautious oil because of how potent it is. Like I said, it is huge viral, antibacterial, and antifungal. So there's some strong compounds in this. But I'm going to open this up and I'm going to share with you why I chose to use it, because I was reading this book, and I'm sorry, my camera's backwards, so I always do this backwards here. So in this book, it says right here, dilute 1 drop Melaleuca in 4 tablespoons of carrier oil and apply 1 to 2 times daily for cats. Okay, people, it did not say dump out an entire bottle of Melaleuca and bathe your cat in it for their wound care. It did not say put 10 drops in a diffuser and lock your cat in a small closet and diffuse it for wound care. You guys, come on. Use some common sense. 4 tablespoons is a lot of fractionated coconut oil with 1 drop of Melaleuca. That's it. That's how I chose to take care of my cat and the wound. So I used frankincense, myrrh, and Melaleuca, and she's still running around here today driving me crazy. So she lived. All right. Next, lice. Lice. Whoo! Yep, I used to work in a daycare, guys. Worked in a daycare, drove me nuts. There were many nights I'd come home, I'd say, Mom, check my hair. I'd be itching like crazy all night long. And confession, in 5th grade, I had lice. Yep. My sister actually went to a slumber party. She brought it home. My mom had used the same hairbrush that she had used on my sister that morning and used it on me and transferred the lice. So we had lice. My mom cried for like 3 days straight and I was totally humiliated in 5th grade. So to stop the humiliation of your kids, use Melaleuca in your shampoo to help with lice. Next, nails. This is another thing that I like to do with my Melaleuca. I'll use my little container like this. I'll simply put a little bit of water in it and 1 drop of Melaleuca. And while I'm sitting there watching my Survivor and Big Brother and American Idol, I will just soak my little fingernails in there. They turn so white, you guys. The Melaleuca is so good for skin and nails. So while you're sitting there, why not do it? Then you use the same one, put your next hand in. You're not wasting anything. You could then dump this into a larger container and then soak your cute little toes for the summer. Love it. All right, last 2 I'm going to go to. Shingles. I had shingles about 4 years ago. This was something that I put into my spray with helichrysum, and it really helped with shingles. So look up a recipe that has the Melaleuca in it for any sort of that antibacterial assistance. And then lastly, I guess I already covered this, was with the throat. Anytime I feel like a sore throat is coming on, I am gargling. All right, guys. So we did a lot with Melaleuca. I shared with you all of the things that I have used Melaleuca for over the past 3 years. You guys, these were my notes, okay? So this is what I have used them for. I closed the book. There are so many other ways that you can use Melaleuca as well, but these are just the ways that I have used them in 3 years. So get out Melaleuca from your starter kit and get using it in your life with your family. If you don't have Melaleuca, jack up that LRP for this month, get it processed by tomorrow night for 125 PV, and you get it free. Last thing I'm going to cover, the other products that were not mentioned that have Melaleuca in it. HD Clear. If you have a teenager, this is a must. HD Clear. It's our facial line. If you have, maybe you're not a teenager, maybe you have lots of breakouts. If you have lots of breakout, HD Clear facial line, you want to check this out because it has a lot of Melaleuca in it, which is great for your skin. My mom said breathe. My mom said purify. The deodorant that doTERRA has Melaleuca in it. If you're making your own deodorant, add Melaleuca. It's great for all of that gross under our arms. GX Assist has Melaleuca, and Lori mentioned Correct X. The other two facial line cares, Virage and our other facial cleanser, also has Melaleuca in it. So stay tuned. February 16th on my business page is our LRP giveaway day. You guys, I hope you get this free, and I hope you learn something new, a new way to use your Melaleuca for.